Hello, testing, testing. Testing. Yep. Alright, we're starting the stream. Hello, welcome. For once you can see the background. Oh no, y'all know where I live now. Frick. I'm doomed. Woo. So, how are we, guys? Let me keep setting things up. Burp, 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 burp. Hey, Jello Sketch! Welcome! Welcome to the stream. I hope you guys are all having a very, merry hurricane. If you couldn't tell, guys, I'm in Florida. That was moved. Alright, better. So, yeah, I figured, it's a hurricane, it's a Wednesday, screw it, we're gonna do, a stream. Especially because, right? My work had us have a prompt that was Florida themed, and I got oranges, so I'm doing an orange illustration, and what's more Floridian than oranges and hurricanes, am I right? So I think the chat is good, everything is good. Cool beans. Right now I'm just finishing up the sketch. Let me see. I just need to finish up setting things, so give me a moment. Gators too, yeah, that's true. I haven't encountered any as of late. Where is that setting? There we go. It's just the stats I'm looking for. No. Wrong stats. There we go. Alrighty. Okay, we're set to go. So I'm doing another watercolor piece. Yeah. Guess let's get this show on the road. Also, if the stream cuts out or the lights go out, hurricane. So full disclaimer, but I don't think that should happen because we're not in Tampa, we're in Miami, and it's more like a light rain where I am, so unfortunately. Bear with me, chat, for a sec. He's got... Alright. Good, good. Now let's paint. Whee! It's been a while since I've painted, to be honest. I got new brushes. I don't know if you can see. They're Raphael branded brushes, so of course I had to get them. Yeah, rip Orlando. Orlando and Tampa are hit hard. I already saw some memes where people are like, in Tampa, like, they took the bay? Can't have nothing in Tampa. Like, because the bay was just dried out, empty, which generally means that it's gonna come back. Like a tsunami will do that. The water will recede till you can't see it, and then it'll whoosh, come right back. So that's fun. Everyone in the comments was like, oh my goodness, please, leave, run, please. I thought that was rather funny. You know, us Floridians, we're just kind of reckless, I guess. I think last hurricane, a friend of mine was like, oh, hurricane? I'm going to the beach, because I guess that's one way to thrill seek, you know? Press F to pay respects. Yeah. They're alive, somehow. Yeah, rip Tampa. I saw a video where two guys were just kayaking on the live stream, like, Hurricane Ian, we're kayaking by the side of the road. this isn't a natural canal. This is just the lawn next to the highway, and they're just kayaking. It was like 2 feet of water. The grass. It was crazy. It's just been insane. I've always liked hurricanes. I know a lot of northerners don't get it. They're like, oh, hurricanes. Oh. It's like if you grew up Floridian, you know. It's like, oh, it's the closest thing we get to school days. Or not school days, snow days. It's like we don't get snow days ever. It's just a tragedy, really. I remember I was like a kid. It's like hurricane, no school. I get to eat all the junk food I want. Heck yeah. Get to camp indoors and play board games. Pog. It was like so much fun. So. Yeah. Good times, good times. Unfortunately, I'm self-employed and I work from, well, semi-self-employed. I work from home, so it doesn't matter if I stay home because I can still work. No, I love my job. It's fun. So. It is funny. I saw some other videos where a person's like, my backyard flooded and all the fish swam out of the pond and now they're just swimming all over my lawn. And it was really funny seeing the fish just swim on top of grass. Like, that's interesting. I live on an 8th floor, so like on a multi-level, so even if it floods, it's sadly not coming up here. Or good, I guess. I don't know, I'm the weirdo who's like, flooding? You mean swimming pool? Surprise swimming pool? But no, not today. So the thing you gotta worry about more is the lightning. Pretty sure either Florida or Miami is the lightning capital of the world. I don't really remember. I always forget. Either way, I'm in both of those, so... yeah, it's fun. Thunder, all the time. Not as much as I'd like. I don't know, it's really like calming for some reason. And a lot of people weren't fond of it. I know as a kid I was terrified of thunder. I hated it. But now I'm like, yay! Thunder. It's like an aesthetic. It's a mood. Your figure collection drowning? Yeah. I'd be worried too if I lived on the 1st floor, just because books. I have so many books though. They don't do well in water. So I'm pretty sure your collection ought to be fine. Aren't they like resin? Generally. But yeah, that's always a concern. I think also a concern is what comes out of the ground. All the critters are like, start to swim. So you got like floating ant piles and stuff that you gotta look out for. So that's always fun. Snakes and raccoons and all sorts of critters. PVC? I think the PVC just need to worry about heat more than anything. Which in Florida is a really big concern, so like, pray your AC stays on, my man. You're in Florida, right, Jelly Sketch? Jello Sketch? Sorry. Misread it. Oh. Yeah, I don't know if it's flooding where Miami. Yeah. I don't know if it's I'm on what we call South Beach here for the non-Floridians in the chat. And I don't know if it's flooding. I know that the beach tends to flood a lot. I am in a high-rise though, so I'm probably not gonna go out to lunch, you know, or dinner, I think, at this point. It's like, yeah, let me just go to the 24-hour shop, you know, they'll be open because capitalism. It'll be fine. So, yeah, mad respect. Some of my coworkers from my ex-job are like, yeah, we're still going into work, and I'm like, why? No, literally nobody's going to go to Barnes & Nobles, my dude. I mean, to be fair, it is Florida, and Floridians are kind of crazy, so they might, but still, it's like, really? Okay, then. It's like, I know we don't take hurricanes seriously, but goodness. Even all the kids had their school cancelled. They're, like, so happy. Most of them, anyways. I know there are some who were like, no, I have to stay with my family. Ugh, cringe. Save me, you know. Just like, F to respects for those folks. I actually saw videos and pictures that the Waffle Houses are closed, that they have the shutters up, you know? So, you know a hurricane's serious when the Waffle House actually closes. Like, good grief, it's the end of times. To be fair, that might have been a Tampa Waffle House, I'm not sure. I mean, I guess I could call a Waffle House right now and be like, hello, are you open? But, nah, there's not even one near me, so. But yeah. Yeah, I don't know who's open, frankly, at this hour. It's a toss-up, really. Who's open? Ooh. Oh no, I need my chips. Fish and chips. Con queso. Where am I gonna get my empanadas, fam? Like, there's like a store downtown by the library. Best empanadas in all of Miami. I would know. I've had a lot of empanadas in my lifetime. Oh, and the Jamaican patties? Pog. It struck me how, like, odd it is. Like, speaking of Jamaican patties, it reminds me back of, in high school, we'd get served Jamaican patties for lunch. Just like, it's like a pastry, a yellow pastry with spicy meat inside. For those who don't know what a Jamaican patty is. And, like, you know, rice and beans is a must. And then maybe like a star fruit if they were feeling fancy, and some veggies. And I was talking back with my roommates in Milwaukee, like, oh yeah, school lunches weren't that bad. Jamaican patties, rice and beans, star fruit, and they just look at me like I have two heads. And they're like, "Did you go to a weird private school?" I'm like, "No, I went to a public school." They're like, "That's not normal." Like, what do you get? They're like, you know, mashed potatoes, broccoli, meat cubes, and I'm like, oh, my man. Poor thing. Been missing out. So, it's probably what's cheapest and easiest to get, to be fair. You guys been watching any new shows as of late? I know a lot of people have been binging shows during the hurricane. While they still have power anyways. I know I just finished Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which is criminally underrated. Oh well. The sky's really pretty, actually. Sorry. ADHD moment. Or, can't let me get out of the way. Ta-da! Skies. Very good show, though. You should watch it. Now, I've just been binging shows lately like Arcane, Stranger Things, Sandman, Dead End on Netflix. Oh, what's that one about? I haven't heard about that one. Is it good? Oh, you almost finished it? Awesome. Do you have a favorite character? Mine's probably predictably Donatello, because, you know, smart people, I guess. Nerds. Also autism. Oh, I think as a kid it used to be Raphael because my name's Raphael, so... I don't know, kindergarten me was very predictable, like, he has the same name as me, he must be he gotta be the best character. Yeah. I really like what they did with the characters for the show. It was really well done. I liked how they have different species and stuff, too. I thought that was a really cool touch, because usually they kind of all look the same without the bandanas. So I'm like... At first I noticed because I'm like, oh, Raph's got, like, spikes, and that's only alligator snapping turtles have spikes. And then I look it up and it's like, oh, they are different species! Oh my goodness. The reptile nerd in me is like, oh, that's a red slider! I think it was... what is it? Leo is a red slider, and Michelangelo's a box turtle, and then Donatello is a soft-shell turtle of some sort. Sorry, OBS is being silly today. But yeah, no, I thought that was really neat. It's also interesting that, like, all those turtles exist in Florida. So, at least I'm pretty sure they do. I know definitely box turtles are actually critically endangered. They are endangered here. I don't know about critically anymore. I heard they were on a rise, which is good. Pun intended, I suppose. I think red ear... I don't know if red ear sliders are native to here, but I know I've seen them around. Snapping turtles, both the normal and the alligator one, definitely they exist to haunt anyone's nightmares. They're so cute though. To be fair, I'm weird. They're like little dragons. I've always loved soft-shell turtles. They have like the cutest little pointy snout. You just want to go doot, just want to boop the snoot. It's like a little trumpet nose, and it's just the cutest thing. I recommend you look them up. Some people have called them devil spawn. I can't see it, but you know, I guess fair warning. I think they're adorable. Remember back, like, as a kid, when we'd have parties at, like, the park, you know, because parents were like, oh, we'll just have the birthday or the class party in the nearest park by the school. There was, like, a lake that I always used to hang out by, and Mom was always freaking out because there was these, you know, don't go near the water because there's alligators signs, and I'm like, that doesn't matter. So, and then there's all these turtles, and I loved the little soft-shell turtles. I realized in hindsight, because they had little pointy snoots, and they'd stick their nose just out of the water, and they'd always run away when I got too close, but they were so cute. Dead End is about a trans priest dog on a crazy theme. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, turtles are funny. They're adorable. I love it when, like, say a pet store or something lets, like, a turtle or something free roam. Yeah, I figured it was a typo. But you know, there's the problem. They're so small. What if you lose the turtle? So a lot of stores, what they do is they tie a balloon around the turtle. So they just see a balloon floating down the aisles. And it's like, that's where the turtle is. So you can never lose your turtle. You'll always know where he is. Just like, oh, turtle. Adorable. So cute. Why? Bro, that reminds me, speaking of turtles, the one like time that was it tortoise? Creepy. As a kid, I think it was like 5 or something, we went to like a zoo nearby. I'm pretty sure it was either the Miami Zoo or the Parrot Jungle Island Zoo, or whatever they call it these days. And there was this giant like Galapagos turtle thing. And I was like, wow, it's so big. That'd be like an awesome mount to ride because I'm 5 and I'm tiny and obsessed with horses, and everything will become a horse. And just, that'd be so cool to ride. They look so cool. And then the turtle just like turned and looked directly at me and just went, like straight up just laughed at me. And I was like, fuck, bloody terrified. Like, no! The turtle, he laughed at me! Oh, save me! That was interesting. Never forget that. I was like, okay. I didn't know turtles could laugh, but okay. I don't know what that was. Strange things. Yeah, I'll have to check out Dead End. So, or see if I can watch it. I know, unfortunately, tech support, my significant other, he just, it's not really a horror film kind of thing, or any sort of mystery thing. So, I had to watch Stranger Things all alone. Very sad. It was very good, though. I'm very sad I couldn't watch it with him, because he would have loved all the 80s references. And even now, as I talk to him about, like, oh, and this happened in Stranger Things, and he'll be like, oh, that's a reference to this. Like, the D&D club's name is an X-Men reference, or that's this kind of radio wave. And I'm like, I didn't even know these things. What? Teach me your ways. So, but he can't watch it because it is too spooky. Even with the silly music. Although I have gotten really into like 80s bops now, so I blame Stranger Things. It's a problem. A minor one. Not too much consequences, but still. It's like, no. Why? So it's kind of funny because I just listen to a lot of 80s music, but all like the European stuff, like Boney M and ABBA and whatnot. I think that was more like late 80s anyways. Yeah. Do I put the blue in? Yeah, screw it. Let's do it. Whee. So, but yeah. I'm always looking for good shows. So, Netflix has been like popping off recently. But maybe I've just also started to like actually enjoy watching TV again. Because I don't know, there was a period where I'm like, nothing is interesting. So, yeah. But then, you know, Stranger Things just had to lure me in with that D&D stuff. And I'm like, I do love D&D. I am pretty much obsessed with it. Yeah, it's cured me of my inability to watch television. Just like, oh, that's a cool reference. Yeah, I know. If you ever have art block or writing block or any kind of I don't want to watch TV block, just play D&D, because art block, you'll be obsessed with drawing your character and your party's characters. Writer's block, you're gonna write like the whole crazy backstories and backstories of like side characters. It's delightful. So it really saves, D&D saves lives. For sure. Saved my life back in college when I had no friends. Save a really not nice person. So. New anime coming out? Yeah, I do want to see Chainsaw Man and Spy X Family, because I used to work at a bookstore, and especially in the manga department, and those like sold out like crazy, along with Jujutsu Kaisen, Komi Can't Communicate, and some other ones. I hadn't got around to reading them before I quit, so like, I don't know what it's about, but I was meaning to read them at some point. So it's like, no, I need to, but the anime will make it easier to like ingest, I suppose, rather than like the manga, and people kept stealing the different volumes. Like, please, can y'all stop stealing manga? I guess I get it, we're like a capitalistic corporation, but still, bookstores are rare. Go steal from Amazon or something. For legal reasons, that is a joke. But still, no, please, don't steal our manga. Our system says we have 10 of this volume, but I know we have 0 because some punk teens keep stealing all the manga. Why? If you want to steal, just download it from the internet, man. Also, I do like how the old anti-pirating ads, like, you wouldn't download a car, are becoming increasingly like, yeah, I actually would. Just because of 3D printing, like, you wouldn't download the car, and I'm like, yeah, I would. That'd be really pog to like print that out and just have an actual car just that works. Just print it. Just, yeah, I would download a car. Ah, the future. That reminds me, I think there was a time in astronauts in space needed like a tool, and they didn't have access to it. Or they didn't have, like, I think they needed like a wrench or something. And and they just didn't have it. So NASA like had their engineers like come up with a like design just a wrench that you could 3D print or something. Not like a wrench. It was like it's like the wrench that has like another like multiple spinning components into it. I forget what it's called. And they made it so that they could 3D print it. And they just, oh, now you have a wrench. Congrats. And I was just like, oh, that's really cool. You could just be like, yo, it's like one step closer to Star Trek where the replicator just like, oh yes, I'd like to have one coffee, please. Coffee, you know? I mean, sure you print it, but it's still pretty pog. They're like printing everything now. Houses, food. Food maybe is like a, okay, calm down. Like, you don't need to 3D print food. You could just cook some. I know I'm lazy enough to do it, or very tired all the time, so like maybe I would 3D print some food if I could, but I don't imagine it'll taste well. So we shall see, I guess, in the future. I'll definitely try it because, you know, try everything once, but I don't see myself being a big 3D food connoisseur. Although that'd be pretty meta. It's like, oh, I'm at a 3D movie theater with 3D printed food. Wow. Sky, why do you have to be so blue? Oh. Just dots. Dots everywhere. Oh, it's really coming down now. Nice red sky, as you can see. I don't know, wasn't there like a Lord of the Rings? Future? Yes, future. I could have sworn there was a Lord of the Rings quote where it's like, what is it, like, a red sky dawns this morning, blood has been spilt this night. There's like a Dutch saying, because, you know, us Dutch folk have so many sayings when it comes to weather and the ocean. I could have sworn it was like, red weather, red skies in the evening, like, it's either there's red skies in the evening and red skies in the morning, and one of them is good and one of them is bad, but I can't remember which is which, you know, like which was good for sailing. I could have sworn it was red skies in the evening is good? Maybe? I don't know, I feel like I'm gonna eat those words with the weather we're having, so don't quote me on that. I'll have to look it up later, just to confirm that I know what I'm kind of talking about. But alas. Where's the red? Red. I don't have very vibrant reds and I need it. Let me pull out a paint. More palettes. All the palettes. I'm just becoming obsessed with watercolor and slowly amassing an army of watercolors. I'm Jello Sketch, I'm just stealing your vibes. Remember, like, I think in high school you collected like a bunch of watercolors, right? Might be thinking of somebody else. Still, watercolors. Is this the right tone I want? No, I need it to be mixed with yellow. Why are you so light? Oh. Do I just pull this one out, maybe? Yeah. Sorry, Van Gogh. I almost called it Leonardo. There's too many artists. Really? Oh, they're also doing the watercolor. Watercolors are like affordable-ish, I guess, compared to oil painting. They're simple. And also I work in an art store, so maybe I get a discount. It's just like, ooh, Daniel Smith, lovely, let me try out all this stuff, you know. Like, I saw that we have this tool in the watercolor aisle. It's like a metal pipe, like L-shaped, with like a hinge. Like, what the heck is that for? And I read it, and it's basically like a manual airbrush. Kind of like what cavemen used. Like, you dip it in paint, and you just blow out like a straw, basically. Yeah, less toxic and easy to use. Amen. Reading the safety data sheets for watercolor is a way different experience than reading it for, like, I don't know, oil paint. I think the only, like, not quite so toxic thing in oil paint is, like, the Okay, so there's the pigment section, which is the raw pigments, and you can mix that with oil or whatever, right? And some of them are really toxic. But, fun fact, one of the pigments, Prussian blue specifically, is considered, I think by the World Health Organization to be an official listed medicine, because it's used to treat heavy metal poisoning, ironically. So, which is pretty pog. And certain mild forms of radiation, I think. I forget, don't quote me. Don't eat Prussian blue, guys. Don't do it, unless your doctor prescribes it to you. I just thought it was a fun fact. Don't be like, Rafa said you could eat it. No. Don't be eating paint, kids. It's not what I'm telling you guys to do. it's fun facts. Although, you know, if the world goes to hell for legal reasons, a choke, and, you know, there's maybe an explosion, eat the paint. I don't know, that Prussian blue is gonna look mighty tasty. So, oh dang, I forgot how thick this stuff is. The Daniel Smith. This is not quite the... No, this is the tone I needed. I wanted to go really red with the oranges, which is ironic, given the name. Now I need to focus. Such delicate brushwork. And it doesn't help when you handshake. Yeah, the red. To be fair, like, the photo I'm looking at, I don't know if you guys can see, like, if you look at the shadows for the orange, they're pretty red. So I want to, like, push that, like, contrast. So, let's go heckin' red. Whee! Because I never really, like, push contrast enough with color. So I figured I'd want to do that, you know? Just go all out. Just don't confuse them for apples, I swear they're not. Although I heard that we might be getting an orange shortage soon, just because there's like it's either a bug or a disease. I think it was a bug. But there's like a thing that's invasive that's killing all the orange trees, or at least making them really sick, and they don't give as many oranges, and they're also really like bad quality, weaker, I guess. Well, rip the oranges. Take them, enjoy them while you can. They might not last. They might go the way of every kind of banana except that one kind we have today. Although I hear that one too is affected by a new plague, and that bananas too may soon go extinct. But that is just hearsay, so don't panic. Don't be panicking just yet. Like, no, my bananas! Oh, no, not the bananas, please. At least for those people who can eat bananas, you know. One of my loved ones is allergic to bananas. They cannot consume them. Which is very sad for them. They like, well, bananas and avocados. Apparently it's related. Like Cavendish. Yeah, rip your Cavendish, you know. Uh-oh. You know. So, cherish your biodiversity while you still can. Also, that's why Monsanto sucks, because they kill the biodiversity. Mexico's doing pretty pog. They're like, stay away from our corn. Go away. You're messing with the corn. You can't be doing that. I approve. Because, yeah. Monsanto needs to flip and chill. But that's another debate for a different day, I suppose. nice thing about streaming and talking is that I don't focus too much on painting, as much as like I hyper focus usually, and it's more about winging it and less like perfectionism, which is kind of a good thing, I think. Otherwise, I'd have spent like hours just getting the line art just perfect. Like, this leaf is 7 centimeters to the left of that leaf. You know, just with the flipping like, let me see. Yes, this is where it is. So now we just gotta feel it out. It's more a loose reference. Just, you know, like as they said in Last Unicorn, just magic, do what you will, and that's honestly the vibes lately of just me painting or doing any art. It's just art, do what you're gonna do, art. You know, I'm just a vessel. Which can be pretty cool. Also, just again, D&D, cure to art block, most art blocks anyways that I have. Lately I've been like, yes, let me do like a several page sketchbook study of digitigrade legs and paws specifically, and hands, and like wolf paws and dog and canid paws, just because the tiefling I have has like a sort of like quirky aesthetic where it's not like hooves that he has, it just has like little, like the scrunkly paw toe bean hand things. I don't know if that makes sense. And I know I can't draw that quite right yet, and I need to get it right. The toe beans must be perfect with like that slight webbing, but also really long legs. Just yes, chef's kiss. So yes, studying anatomy, fun. It's like, oh, I can draw a horse in like 10 seconds flat, but who knew that paws were so flippin' complicated? They're almost as bad as hands. But they're like smushed together hands, you know. Hands are like spread out, paws are like, they're like so detailed. Like all the little components are like crushed together in a tiny little space. And I'm like, oh goodness, how am I gonna fit this all in? Oh, I'm drawing too small. So, but it's been good to just, you know, sit and just do studies. Pinterest has also been a godsend. I use that app religiously, and I swear if they were to ever leave or change, I would cry. And then probably, I don't know, commit a war crime or something. Another thing D&D's great at, if you ever have had, like, the bane of all artists, hands and feet, yeah. You can do horse hooves just fine. Perfect. Hands and feet, scrunkly. Paws, like, simple paws, fine. But when you get to that, like, juxtaposition between not quite hands, not quite a paw, those weird like werewolfish like paw hands with like the claws and all the weird joints and like the bit of webbing between that's when it gets I can do hands and I can do paws, but I can't do a combination, and I need reference. I can't do that off the top of my head well. I could try, but by God, it's not gonna turn out well. Not as well as it should, anyways. Orangetown. Honestly, like, really good when your job is like, art prompts. I'm like, oh, delightful. So I do work for Blick. And we're doing, instead of Inktober, because the guy who did that is kind of sus right now. I still like prompts because I love prompt lists. But we're doing we're doing Blicktober. And it's all Miami themed. So it's like the Freedom Tower, I-95, Florida Panther, Ocean Drive. Yeah, that's what I've heard. I've heard he's no good. Which is a shame. I'm like, I'm just gonna add another dick to the art list, like artists who are dicks. Picasso, Gauguin, the Bean Guy, what is it, Kareem Rashid or whatever his name is? I don't remember. So many dicks. Honestly, that explains a lot. All the dick art. It's just projection, man. It all makes sense now. It's all coming together. Yeah, I don't know. I prefer like people like Artemisia Gentileschi. I don't know. The Bean Man is the guy in Chicago. There's a giant silver bean. He's the guy who can use Vanta Black. He's the only guy who can use Vanta Black. And he stole like the pinkest pink just to like flip another artist off. So, So yeah, that's like kind of cringe. Also, I don't really like his art, but that's more like a personal thing because there's no such thing as like good or bad art, but there is such a thing as good and bad people, you know. Your art can be great, but you can still be a dick. She's like, no, why? You could have been the chosen one, Anakin. Oop, I messed up on that. But no. Alas. Yeah. Tried problematic Bean Man. Honestly, that whole, like, fight that they had was just surreal. It's like, forget, like, any other soap opera or telenovela. You could make a telenovela solely on how petty certain artists are. Just instead of, like, no, Jose, you love another? How could you? You know, just be like, you plagiarized my work. How could you? I have another muse. I don't work in oil paint anymore, but we were gonna work with that medium together. Yes, it'd be really funny. Just like, okay. Next drama anime? Telenovela? So, I mean, Miami loves a good telenovela, so. Especially with, AI art now. That's true. I find AI art is useful to start something, to get inspiration, but it's never going to be as good as an actual artist. So, I mean, unless AI gained sentience, but then that's not longer AI art, that's just people art, because if AI have sentience, they are then people. So, like, okay. They're more like, they're just useful tools at the moment. Like, oh, I don't know what to do with composition. I have no inspiration. Beep boop. Computer comes up with pretty thing. I make it better. That's how I view AI art. Sometimes you just stump, like, I don't know what to do. Yeah, I mean, hey, Miami would be great for an art-centric telenovela, like with the NFTs, Wynwood, the Design District, you know, Art Basel, the drama. I can see it now. It'd be really heckin' funny. Yeah, NFTs are like, interesting in theory, but they're basically like, they're just more expensive, like, fine art stuff. Like, it's kind of the same. They're just expensive, and also, it's just expensive and kind of silly. Like, I mean, I've always been of the notion that, hey, if you can scam somebody to pay you for the art you make, great. But it's just too easy for you, the artist, to get scammed for it to be really worth anything, you know? You don't want to risk it. It's too risky. Went to like an NFT convention, like, I think last year? It's just interesting. A lot of interesting people. A lot of weed. But yeah, a lot of things I just didn't get. I'm like, it was hosted by like a company who was like, will you just pay us like $200 a month and there'll be no fees, minting or gas fees. They would pay for all of that, which, like, long term, yeah, it's a good deal because gas fees are way more than 200. But also, I was like, so what happens if I stop paying? And what happens to the NFTs you have already minted? And they're like, no comment. And I'm like, that's sus. Yeah, JPEGs with money. So I was like, I was debating for like a hot minute, like, hey, is this a viable art thing? Not for me. I'm not tech savvy enough anyways. It's too expensive. Too many downsides. Also, it's like, NFT artists are kind of seen as like, they're like worse, they've got like worse reputations than furry artists. Like, at least people like furry artists are like, people are like, oh, I don't like furry artists because furry artists, but their art's good and they get paid. There's no valid reason for people to dislike them, whereas like NFT artists, like, there are some reasons that I understand why people don't like them. And they don't necessarily get paid as much as furry artists anyways, so like, what's the point? I need to charge my phone. Oh yeah, honestly, half debating, like, I don't know, getting paid is nice. So, and I can draw animals pretty dang good. So, just probably need to make, you know, what is it, like an alias or something? A pen name, but for art. If I don't already. You would never know. Yeah, I just need to get good at anatomy if I'm gonna go into that market. It's just like, oh no, I have to improve my art. How terrible. Yeah. Hey, so long as the client's paid, that's fine. Oh, that reminds me, the other day I got a scam person, which is like, it was like a attempted scam commission. So I saw like a couple months ago on TikTok going around like, hey, be careful, there's this scam going around where they will try and commission you like normal, but they only want to pay with check, you know, and that's mighty suspicious. Don't, because the checks will bounce and they are fake. So I was like, oh, interesting. Okay, cool, whatever. And then I got like a message like, hey, are you doing commissions? I'm like, yes, always. And then they'd like try and commission me like, hey, I need you to draw like my pet for my son's birthday. I'm like, yeah, cool. You know, gave them my rates and everything. It seemed pretty like above board. And then they're like, oh, but I can only pay you through check because the money I'm using is from like a special like savings account that doesn't do third-party things. And I'm like, you could just take the money out of the special account. I'd put it in a normal account and then send. But no, they're like, no, I can't. I'm like, I don't take checks, sorry. You know, because I don't know how, and technical issues. And also there's scams going around, and then they just ghosted me. They're like, you've been caught. But I'm like flattered because I'm like good enough to people be like, I want to scam them. Like, oh, I'm flattered. Nice try, buddy. But like, no cigar. Get wrecked. You can't scam me. Or you're gonna have to try a different tactic to scam me, honestly. Like, try again. Silly rabbit. Tricks are for kids. Stop it. And now I'm putting the oranges in the orange. Woo! Bit red for me, but okay. We vibing. We're doing our best. Trust the process. They're not gonna be apples forever, gang. Please. The orange I mixed is it's a little too red, but whatever, it's fine. We will survive. Oh wait, I'm dumb. I already have pre-mixed orange. What am I doing? But I just mixed a nice orange. Ooh. Look at this orange. It's so nice. Why? people out here try to scam artists now. Like, yeah. It's like they just want like free art, basically. Just like, oh, you like my art enough to want to scam me? Like, cut it, but also like, that's cute, that's quaint, that's adorable. You thought. Yeah, people being like, oh, I'm poor. Like, I get it, the economy is cringe, but please, I'm a person. Go scam big corporations, you know? Ah, I keep messing that bit up. Like, don't scam me, please. I'm just a small artist. A very tiny boy. Bean. You know, just vibing. Doing my best. Hopefully this works out okay. Yeah, this is a good edge orange thing. Cringe. Oh, man, I wish my eyes could do color pick. I know that's a thing you can just train up, but like still, can I have that now? I don't want to like have to practice. Please, just let me be good at art now, without the work. Why? Like, please. I love how like people are like, oh wow, you're an artist, you must be so naturally talented. I'm like, ha, you're funny. You think this is just like popped out of the womb Picasso? Whoop. Leonardo da Vinci? Amazing? No. Bro, that was always so annoying. People in church are like, oh, it's God made you good art. No, I practiced, my dude. Please. Give me some credit. I do art. Ooh. You know? Oh well. That's life sometimes. This is gonna be interesting. I don't know what I'm doing, but that's life at this point. Oh, I'm just stringing the color, honestly. Like, oh, orange here, orange there, orange everywhere. The ballads, it's tricky. I need to get like more of a Spanish yellow and less of an orange. The hue, it's too dark. No. I need the lighter value. Last season though? What happened with last season? Sorry, I was paying attention. I was distracted by the oranges. Oh, that actually looks like an orange. Wow. Last like hurricane season or what, my dude? I am Confucian. It's starting to look more like oranges, kind of, maybe. I pray. Just gotta commit to the bit. The mouse acts the show. Oh, yeah. Rip the Owl House. Yeah, they were like, that's not our brand identity. Like, you sure? You sure it's like super popular? And they're like, yeah, it's not our brand. Sorry. And we're like, we all know what this is actually about. Wow, Netflix would never. But you know, Disney's got a Disney. They're gonna crush our dreams. They be like that. We just continue to survive. And one day they'll come along. No, that's too dark. Fucking paint. We still have anime, that's true. I mean, that honestly though, like, when Disney and stuff does things like that, I'm like, this is why I don't feel bad when people pirate. Like, I have no sympathy. Like, you thought. Like, I mean, if you think about, like, the economy, I guess, or, like, capitalism, like, an ecological environment, you need competition. And when Disney and Amazon, they're all like one big conglomerate, and there's no competition. Piracy is the only competition, and then I gotta compete with that. So it brings balance to the force, as it will. So like, I'm just like, you don't get caught. I'm not ratting anyone out. I didn't see anything. Nope. I don't know what you're talking about. I saw nothing. Stop being muddy. When you plead with the colors, please just work. Just do the right thing. Please. I beg. I swear I can do color theory sometimes, but like... Need a touch of the red. Whee! No, at least we have anime. And Netflix, apparently. Netflix isn't like terrible. They killed a lot of good shows, unfortunately. Because money. Bro, speaking of bad shows, Amazon Prime attempting whatever the heck their Lord of the Rings thing is, it's a disaster. It's a train wreck. Also, the fact that they got caught deleting bad reviews because it didn't make them look good, like, wow. Cringe, Amazon, cringe. Like, they deleted, like, I think 40%? No, I think it was more. It was like 60% of the reviews. They deleted like all the 1-star reviews because they're like, "Oh, it's just trolling. It's not real. Everyone loves our show." And I'm like, keep telling yourself that, buddy. I don't know. I mean, whatever helps you sleep at night, you know. But like, oh well, rip Amazon. I get it, they had just the appendix to work with, but like, I could have written a better script, and I've never written a script in my bloody life. Like, I don't know what's going to happen, not because of good writing, but because I have no idea. There's no consistency. You have there's no idea what's going on at all. And like, yeah, they're tricking me because the not hobbit hobbits are like really adorable and like goblin core, but like, that doesn't fix it. No amount of what is it? Proudfoot. Christian, what's the fake hobbits called? I just don't remember what they were called.
I've created a mental block.
Oh, Christian doesn't even remember what they're called. It's that cringe. You know, when they've traumatized a mental, like, master like Christian, it's no good. It's no good. Yeah, Amazon, like, please do better. Like, I know you have the potential. I think they did. Amazon did Wheel of Time, right? Like, their Wheel of Time? Chef's kiss. Amazing. Delightful. Great. Beautiful. Similar openings, but, like, way better. Just, you should have done that. But no. They didn't. I mean, I get it. They only bought, like, an appendix of, like, a book. Which is, like... That's like buying, like, the last page of a big book. You know, it's like... I don't know. It's cringe. It's like just buying the titles of chapters. It's like, you can't make anything out of that. It's a shame. They wasted, like, the world build, like, the world itself, the visuals for the world, like Mines of Moria, Numenor, the clothing design, the set design, the visuals, masterpiece, beautiful. The story, garbage. I feel bad for all the art and the beautifulness that is wasted on it. Like, how could you make bloody, like, a Harfoot? That was what the hobbits were called. I completely forgot. Like, how could you make something so beautiful so bloody boring? Like, dang, man, like, what? How? I have no words. No words at all. Okay, I could probably conjure some words, but like, Amazon, do better. Please. Bezos must be like so mad right now. It's like, I spent so much money. Also, like, the opening, they changed it. I much preferred the one that they made originally with like the fire and the wood and the smoke. Now it's just sand. Like, I get it, it's cool vibrating sand. Yeah, that's true. They can have the pretty Mines of Moria and Numenor go on their resume, which is like good for them. But Ripperoni, honestly. Although I've heard, like, one of my coworkers used to do, like, prop design, and apparently they don't let people use the props that they created in their portfolios, which I think is really dumb. Like, you did the work. I get it. If you have to, like, wait a couple years, like, that's pretty standard stuff. Before, like, you can, like, show what you did, but never? That's dumb. Yeah, get wrecked, Jeffrey. I need more red in this color. Just me screaming. No, the colors, they're getting muddy. This is my fault, I know, but still. Ah! Cries. Well, it's fine. Get the orange, please. Please don't fail me now. No! Why can't I get a vivid red? Oh! No. Let's try this. That's a little better? Yeah, that's better. I think. Maybe. Yee, thank you. I'm trying my best. From like on the screen of my computer, looking at it, like the stream, looks hella good. In person, the details. No. To be fair, I'm also a bit of a control freak, and watercolor does not like that. Watercolor's like, no, I do what I want, bitch. Fuck off. So, this is just, it's just a process. I'm just learning. We live and we learn from all the mistakes, which frankly right now seems to be a lot. Making all the mistakes. Need some more orange. Please don't dry out. Or this. Nope. Then fix that orange that I forgot to paint. Rip the yellow. It's just dying. It's like, oh, I'm not yellow anymore. Gonna be a weird orange, pink, brown shade. Rip. That is the orange's life. They're gonna be that weird shade forever. Just my computer's yelling at me like, I'm out of space. Bitch, just suffer then. You'll record this video and like it. I really do need to probably try and fix things, but that's a future off a problem. Mix. Need more yellow. Honestly, this is all just trial and error. This is the way. Bob Ross was right. Art is just happy accidents. And unhappy ones. He left that bite out. Apparently Bob Ross used to be like an army drill sergeant, which I find hilarious. Like, rip to the people who served under him and just watch him, like, vibing to art, and they're like, that's not the man I knew. What? Who is he? Who? Sergeant Ross? Is that you? It can't be. So much orange and red. Orange is the Dutch color. Orange is a good color for just because it's Dutch. That's the only reason. Well, there's a couple of reasons. It's a nice color, but like, oranje boven. Apparently it's the national color because, like, I think a really famous, like, important royal was named William of Orange, and they're like, yeah, his name sounds like orange, and now that is the country's color. Heck yeah. Although I honestly, my people are scary because I think we got mad at a politician once and then the people just ate him. They tore the guy to, I think it was either a noble or like a parliament member, and they just tore him to, it might have been the orange guy. They literally just tore him limb from limb and consumed him. Like, talk about eating the rich, but Jesus, calm down. We didn't mean it literally. I didn't mean it literally. Like, Netherlands, chill. We get it, you're small, but like, why? Just don't, yeah, pff. Netherlands was like, we 1700s, eat the rich. We got you, fam. We beat all of you to it. First Western democracy thing. First revolutions. But we still kept the monarchy because aesthetic. Yeah, Netherlands really did be like, monarchs are aesthetic, so we keep them because they're adorable and they're cute and they live in their tiny house. They don't even have like a castle. Just like, okay. They just let them vibe, which is a mood. It's like we ate you guys once, so like, we chill. I guess too, like the monarchs know. If they don't behave, they could be on the menu. I don't know, I think Floridians are nuts. They'd get along well, I think. Just the Floridians and the Dutch folks. Yeah. Both water nations. They love their boats and their fishings. These oranges don't look terrible. I do need to probably work on the leaves to make everything look better. Leaf time! Because I'm getting way too detailed. But I love details because I am that bitch. It's like, yay! Details! Whee! But with these leaves, so many leaves. It's gonna be interesting, especially because I just kind of winged the leaves instead of like actually doing it right, and I don't know what kind of greens these are either. I didn't do a swatch yet. I mean, I did a swatch, but who knows where that swatch is, you know. It's lost of time. What green shall I use today? I think I should use some of this green. Maybe. Yes. Yeah, I think I'll just do some undercoat. I do glaze with this one actually. Yeah, we go to a different green. Just use the normal one, I guess. And now it's just playing Jenga with the leaves, just putting them together. Connect the dots, but leaves. Yeah, it's in the Shadow Realm, you're right. And to be fair, like, with how compact my setup is, like, it's maybe 6 feet by 6 feet if I'm being generous. Like, my little studio setup in the corner of my tiny apartment. It could be somewhere. It's probably in a sketchbook, honestly. So, it's just my other palettes. They came with these nice little, like, swatch cards that I could fill in. And they were just in the tins all the time. But alas, it is not so. Now, oh, I'd also need a dark green for the dark green stuff. And I need a medium green. Where are my greens? Which green shall I use today? These brushes are really nice. Random thought. They're very good. They're good boys. I'm glad I got them. They did have my name on it, so like... I mean, they spelled it wrong, but it was like, I do need more brushes, and I need to like invest in like a better quality brush. Not like just the cheapest ones that won't have their hair fall out, you know what I mean? So I was like, I'll try these ones, and I love them. They're great. They're so delightful. Get up the fine details. Maybe too dark, but less. Oh, it's coming together. Like, in person, I'm just like, it looks awful. But from far away, like, because the computer just distances itself, so I don't even have to get up. 'Cause, you know, there's the technique where your eyes are kind of getting worn out to the piece, and you're like, it looks terrible. But if you take a step back, it doesn't look terrible anymore, which is nice. So, yeah. I'm gonna have to come back to that leaf because they're being naughty, annoying. Green truly is a tricky color. Apparently it's been known as like the artist's bane in terms of color, because it's like, because pre-made mixed greens are always like so like artificial or something, and they're just hard to mix right, so it's like, we cry, we weep. Ooh. When you don't know what you're doing. Me, just at this moment, I am attempting. That's all we can ever hope to do. I think maybe just work dark to light. That's my emergency thing. I know this is watercolor, but I don't follow the rules. They can't make me. So it's the easiest way for me to parse out what's what. Instead of like light to dark, because there's too many lights. I don't know what I'm doing. I cry. Also working the completely wrong direction, but it's fine. We'll be fine. From greens have the weirdest colors too. I think there's like one called like hooker green, and I don't know the origins of that. Like, why? Why is it called that? I want to know the story behind that. I'll figure it out soon enough, but like, until then, some of these colors, they just have the weirdest names. I don't understand. What has the world come to? Just the intense focus of like, leaves. Color. What color do I... so hard. I don't know what I'm doing. Which is honestly just life, frankly, at this bit. At this junction. We just wing it. And that's mostly... Honestly, that's just me anytime I stream. Like, do I know what I'm doing? Not necessarily. Am I gonna keep doing my streams and art? Yep. We just finagle until it looks right. As one of my professors said, it doesn't have to be right. It just has to look right. It doesn't have to be good. It just has to look good. Just like, fair enough. Fair enough. E. This orange is gonna look kind of wonk, but it's fine. Yoop. Yeah, greens. Leaves. At this point, it's just becoming gouache. Like, dang, the paint I'm using needs to chill. I mean, it can keep going hard, but like, Daniel Smith, why are you so thick? You sure you're not gouache? Oh. It's coming along, slowly. I don't like this one particular leaf, but I guess I'll have to live with it. Live with the decisions, the choices, the consequences of my actions. God, that reminds me of that, like, meme where it's like, when will you learn that your actions have consequences? It's like, damn, that's a throwback to an older time. Just gonna smoosh this green around, because it's the undercolor. That's just the noise that we make when we smush the brush. I can't talk today. I don't know what's wrong. Is it the hurricane? Nah, this is like not even a hurricane. It's like at best a tropical storm, which is like nothing. It's like a kitten sneeze so far. To be fair, we are in Miami and not Tampa, so like, I don't even know anymore. I don't know what I'm doing. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you ever wanted to know the inner thoughts of an artist, it's just screams. Just, I don't know what I'm doing. Oh. That's it. That's exactly what it sounds like. Yeah. So like I'm distracted, my significant other's watching a show and I have no idea what's going on in it. All I hear is angry Germans yelling and I'm like, everyone okay? Everyone alright? Everything good, fam? Uh-oh. Too dark. Oh well, we'll live with this mistake. We will live another day. honestly, like, you know what? It might be okay if I just squiggle it around a bunch. That's leaf textures, ladies and gents. Just squigs. Squiggle. Honestly, I had somebody being like, how do you draw, like, shapes? Everything, there is no object, there is only shape. There is nothing in life except the shapes. Your life is nothing but shapes. That is all that painting or art is. You just gotta... X shape is X color. It rained more yesterday? Yeah, it did. It did. Honestly, yeah. It was a little windy earlier today for us, but beyond that, not much. A twig fell down at my parents' house, but nothing much. My dad has this kind of humor where he's like, a tree branch fell off and it almost hit the house, but it didn't. And then I'm like, oh no, are you okay? And he sends me a picture of like a twig, and I'm like, that's kind of funny. But like, also, sometimes it gets me, and then I have to remember, like, wait, are you being serious or are you joking? Ah, the struggles of living with a German parent. You cannot read their sarcasm. It's either the German or it's just fucking autism. It's just life at this point. It's either X or the autism. Just honestly, valid, just a vibe. Shapes, yes, shapes. Much shape. Shape time! Yeah, it's just shapes, and how do I achieve X shape and X texture? Yeah. This is the life. Just guesswork. Geometry. Honestly, that's why I don't make fun of like tree hippies when they're like sacred geometry, because I'm like, you're not wrong. You're not right for the reasons you think, but you're not wrong, strictly speaking. So, like, yeah, I guess. It's not looking terribly funky, which is good. We're coming along slowly. A lot of triangles. Leaves are always like, just bloody, plants love triangles. I don't know why. When it comes to like a bunches of leaves, triangles. That's gonna be your saving grace. Triangles and curves. And curvy triangles. Coming along, actually. It doesn't look as terrible anymore. The oranges are really just the lighthouse of the piece, showing you where to go. Like, oh, I'm gonna move from here and figure out where to go next. I'm dumb because I worked right to left instead of left to right, so the paint is wet, and I risk smudging. But I didn't feel like going the other direction, so here we are. That is gonna be one thing I miss about Florida, is just oranges. I remember we were driving down from Milwaukee when I moved back from college, and we just stopped at like a rest stop, and they're just selling orange trees. Just, you want one? So like, I definitely wanted one, but I don't have space on my balcony, so I gifted it to my mom. But I had like a little orange tree sapling set on my lap the whole drive back to Miami. It was kind of funny. And the car was already like stuffed to the brim, so like I didn't have space, but I'm like, I will make space. I want the tiny orange tree. It must come with me. It's precious. It's bean. It's too dark. We gotta go lighter. Es geht, as they say in German. Little details. Leaf time. I'm sure in Texas. I'm chat, just so you know, in a year or so I'll probably be moving to Texas. But I'm sure, I guess along their way stops they'll sell some kind of plant that's native. I don't know, maybe like cactus. I don't really know what's native. I don't know much about Texas. All I know about southern Texas is that there's like one specific section where 3 different species of oriole birds like travel to. Yeah, it is coming together. I'm like, it's not bad, not bad at all, if I do say so myself. I'm just glad I worked on small paper. I can't imagine doing a whole street if it was bigger. Stop it. Leaf. So many leaf. Leaf Town. Whoop. We are just straight vibing, just attempting, just living. That is the way. Oh, speaking of Star Wars, the Disney Star Wars thing, that not the films, but the shows they're coming out with, not bad at all. I don't know, I'm also just a huge Star Wars nerd. And a Star Trek nerd. Just a nerd, I guess. Just like, not a bad thing. Never a bad thing. Honestly, life is... ooh, the shapes. They're coming together. But at what cost? It's looking good. If I do say so myself, just glancing now and again back at the piece. The piece. Doo doo doo. Oh, that wind is picking up. She be whistling. Which also brings me to another interesting thing. Like, so many cultures are like, don't whistle at night. By God, whatever you do, don't do it. It'll summon insert horrible, terrible, scary monster here. I'm just like, huh. Like, Japan has that. Native American has that. Appalachia has that. South America like, everywhere. Like, damn. Why? Why does everyone have that? Like, is there something I should be worried about? Like, is it real? Or maybe it's like based on some prehistoric creature that no longer exists anymore? Like, I know there was like a story where, like, I think it was Aboriginals, they told stories on how to avoid this, like, so-called mythical creature by, like, hiding in trees and such. And they had a very accurate description of it. And then scientists later found out that they were describing this, like, long extinct creature from, like, the Paleolithic era, like, for the time of, like, mammoths. And that their oral history had been so, like, accurate and consistent that they remembered from ancient times before writing, which I thought was pretty cool. It's like, wow, I wish I could remember stuff. I cannot. I have the memory of a goldfish. So about 2 days. If that. Even then, sometimes not. Darkness. I'm really glad I went with the red now. Yes, it was correct decision. It's annoying when there's like it's like a more blue-green and a more yellow-green, but it's the exact same shade. or like value. And I'm like, no, give me the contrast. I just want either dark green or light green. Don't give me this. It has to be blue or that or these. Like, no. Please. It's going slowly. I forgot about this leaf. That one leaf in particular is like, goodbye. Ah. Memories? Yeah. No idea. I don't remember. It's nice to know that, like, if you have, like, the more education you have, the longer when you get old you maybe hold on to them. I'd also like, it's comforting to know that memories, you never really truly lose them. They're like little islands in your mind, connected by bridges, and the islands never quite sink, but sometimes the bridge will break, and so you just can't visit that island anymore. But the island, that memory, it's still there. And sometimes you'll build a new bridge, and I think that's pretty cool. It's comforting with my really terrible memory. It's like, oh, it's there. I forgot. I can't reach it, but it's there. It's vibing. One day, I'll remember everything. Oh, that's fair. Don't we all? I'm pretty sure there's like an artist like Dessa who like literally was like to Doctor like, yo, I need you to like make it so I don't like keep remembering this person and stop, like, make me stop falling in love with them even though I hate them. And I forget what they did. They messed with something in the brain and it worked? Question mark. I am telling the story terribly misconstruedly, but there was something See, perfect example of me forgetting things. Just, I think she wrote a whole album about like learning how to like forget someone. But she gave like a TED talk on it. It was pretty cool. Not too shabby, not too shabby. We're slowly getting there. Actually, I don't like this bit. I'm gonna try and fix it. Just so many squiggles. Looking pretty good, I think. Not terrible. Let's add some of these. At this point, it's just impressionism, like, bit of this, bit of that, split splat, that kind of looks good. Yeah. There is no accuracy anymore. This is all mostly improv at this point. And now I think I detail the orange. One last time. spills. No. Almost done. Almost there. Just need to make the yellows a little bit brighter. Need more yellow, less red. No, the contrast. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it quits here, guys. Thanks for coming to the stream. Yeah. It's been a pleasure. As always, stay safe out there with the hurricane. Or the tropical storm, I suppose, in our case. Yeah. GG, I think. So, thanks for joining for the stream. Have a wonderful evening, I suppose. Stay safe. Don't eat any alligators. And don't go surfing in the storm. I know it's tempting, but like, don't do it. Anyways, have a good evening, guys.